Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. I want to look at a chord progression that is probably the most used chord progression in Western music, Western classical music. It shows up in pop songs too. Let's look at it. Years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the earth and I learned the blues progression, I thought, oh, great, now I know the chord progression to 10,000 songs. There's an earlier chord progression that predates the blues by 1,000 years or so that is called La Follia. It's based around a very simple idea. Let me play it for you. So we're looking at the screen, and there's a couple of different versions up here. The Corelli version, I'll play it. It's in G minor. So. Well, I've heard it recently on Bridgerton. It was the foundation for the music to Kubrick's film Barry Lyndon. It's appeared in dozens of movies and stage productions. Anytime you need period music, go to this chord progression. You probably saw it on the screen as I was just playing there, but let's look at what is really going on. So we're in G minor here, and that's the one chord. And then the 5 of G minor is D. We're going to go back to the 1 chord, G minor. If I add that E, it looks like E diminished over G. It's really C7. C7 to F. In other words, I went back to the 1 chord and then to the 7 chord. And that's how you usually see it notated. Going on, the relative major, B flat, to its 5, B flat to F. And then we're going to go do a little turnaround. That's the first 8 measures. It's a 2-part form. The second 8 measures are almost identical. G minor to D, 1 to 5. G minor, you could make it C7 to F. Here's the B flat, the relative major, to its dominant. Back to the G minor. I love that sound there. Sort of a 4 chord, and then it resolves back to G minor. The La Follia set of chords with this very simple melody is the foundation for movements and variation sets from a number of notable composers. The Corelli version here is a set of variations well worth listening to. The Vivaldi version, screaming, excellent. The violin part is insane. If you want to have a great time, listen to Il Gardino Armonico's version of the Vivaldi La Follia variations. It's like Jimi Hendrix picked up a violin. Unbelievably exciting and fun. I think probably my favorite is from the Handel D minor keyboard suite. So in D minor, he's written this for us. Over 150 classical composers over the years have done variations of this. There's even a little allusion to it in Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I hear it in film and television all the time. It's the foundation for pop songs as well. You probably noticed it has a sort of a feeling of uh, the Eagles' Hotel California. It's in there. This basic idea is the sort of, I guess it came out of a very early, almost a medieval practice, a way of handling melody and improvising. So it arises out of an improvisational impulse in 11th to 14th century medieval musicians, and this is largely unnotated stuff, I think. That's the early Follia variation. It's really similar to this. This version that I'm playing you here is what's called the late Follia, and it's well codified. It's written down. We have it notated. It's that two-part binary form. Well, the La Follia variation is a go-to chord progression for any composer working in a period piece, anywhere from like the Renaissance to the late Baroque period into the early classical period. It's like flipping a switch or pressing a button, and it's well worth having under your hands, or at least understanding. There's tons of research on it available easily on the web, and I encourage you to take a look at it. Probably more used than the blues? I think so, especially when you consider the length of time it's been around. Well, La Follia, it's a powerful tool for you in your work. Well, thanks for making it this far. I think I'm going to stop. I could probably talk about this forever. Listen, if you have made it this far, spend a little more time listening to the Vivaldi La Follia variations from Il Gardino Armonico. It's mind-blowingly cool. Like and subscribe, guys. Ding the bell, you'll be notified when I do my videos, and I'll see you next time.